I thought the only way to make money was to work out, so I worked harder than everyone else. In my mind, success belonged to those who worked for money to break, who never took a break, and who were busy every single minute of the day. Because of that belief, I felt guilty whenever I wasn't working. Whenever I took a time for break, I felt I was being unproductive. Whenever I wasn't busy, I felt I was falling short. To me, being busy every time means being closer to success. But when I started studying the psychology of money, I realized something that completely changed my perspective. While hard work is important, hard work alone cannot make it work. Many hardworking people in the world are not the wealthiest. That is because wealthy people understand the difference between just earning a living and building wealth. They don't just work out, they understand how money works. They've learned to move from just making money to building wealth, that is making their money work. This realization changed my perspective completely, and I believe it's going to change the way you see and make money. Why did I believe working hard was the only way to make money? Was it in my bank account or was it in my mind? Before money reflects in your bank account, it first of all reflects in your mind. Every financial decision you make is actually a reflection of your financial mindset. I'll be showing you the 4 ways in which people pursue money. Each path is a reflection of the different ways people think about money. Understanding these differences can completely change your financial future. The truth is, your financial life is often a reflection of your financial mindset. And that is what psychology of money is about. The wealthy understand something many people do not understand. Your financial decision does not depend on how much money you get, it's how you pursue the psychology of money. The way you think about money will largely determine how you make money, how you spend money, how you save money, how you invest, and how you multiply that money. It depends on how you see money, whether you see money as something to spend, something to save, something to invest, or something to just consume. It influences whether you think like a consumer or an owner, or whether you think like an employee or an employer. Many people believe the difference between the rich and the poor depends on how much money they make. But in reality, why that matters, the main difference depends on what and how we think about money. Some people can actually earn the same salary and end up living 2 completely different financial realities. That is because they have different beliefs, different attitudes, and different psychology about money. Your job, gender, race, age, or background may influence your journey, but the psychology of money has a tremendous effect on decisions you make all through that. Imagine 4 people standing at an intersection. They are all looking at the same environment, yet each person notices something different. One may see the traffic lights, another may see the people passing by, another may notice the buildings, while another may see business opportunities in that same intersection. The environment is the same, but their perspective is different. Money works the same way. Your perspective determines what you see, and what you see determines the financial decisions you make. In these episodes, I will talk about the 4 psychological P's when it comes to finance. First P is called pursuit of money psychology. Pursuit of money psychology talks about how people believe money is made. Before people earn money, they first have a belief on where money comes from. That belief determines the kind of financial decisions they make throughout their life. Many people spend time chasing money, but very few people spend time understanding the psychology behind pursuit of money. The truth is, money simply does not respond to hard work. It responds to the way you think, the decisions you make, and the values you make. The pursuit of money psychology is divided into 4. I learned this earlier this year from the book I read, The Rich Woman, and from one of my witness teachers. Now, let me tell you a story. Imagine 4 friends who graduated from the university the same day. They are just wondering, I want to be rich. The first friend got a job, he worked hard, received his salary, paid his bills, and waited for the next paycheck. His income was stable and only increased when someone else decides to give him a raise. As for the second friend, he actually learned his skill and became self-employed. He made more money than the first friend, but every naira he earned depended on his own time and sweat. So, when he stopped working, his income actually stopped coming. The third friend started a business. In the early days, he struggled more than the other 2, worked more hours, made mistakes, and sometimes even earned nothing. But gradually, he built a system, hired people, in which the business can actually run with or without his being around. The 4th friend looked at all 3 of them and said, no, I don't just want to work for money, rather I want money to work for me. So he started investing gradually. At first, his returns were very small, but he kept on the investment. But over the years, he's invested gradually multiply. Years later, all four of them were hardworking. The difference was not in their education, neither was it in their intelligence or how hard they work. The difference lied in how they chose to pursue money. That brings me to the first perspective when it comes to the pursuit of money psychology. That is, time is equal to money. The first perspective is people trading time for money. These people are called employees. They believe the only way to make money is to get a job and exchange time for money. Their equation is simple. Money is equal to time. Time is equal to money. The poor use time to buy money, while the rich use money to buy time. There is nothing wrong in having a job. I mean, it's an honorable way to make a living. However, people under this category believe the only way to make more money is to work more hours. Their time becomes the limit of their potential. To them, income is directly tied to the amount of time they spend working. While this mindset can actually provide financial stability, it can also limit how much money they need. That is because time is limited. The reality is that time is more valuable than money. Why? This is because when you lose money, you can actually earn that money back. But when you lose a particular time, that time is gone and gone forever. Every single person is given 24 hours daily. So an hour taken out of that 24 hours can never be recovered. Many people spend their entire life trying to make more money by selling more of their time. They've been taught from childhood that the only way to make more money is to work longer hours, take extra shifts, or get another job. This is not a personal failure. It is a financial model that people grew up seeing and believing. The challenge with this model is that your income becomes limited by your time. There will be a limit on how much you earn if you constantly depend on time to make money. Many physically demanding jobs operate the screeners, construction workers, security guards, delivery personnel, factory workers, 9-to-5 workers, all fall into this task. And many of them work extremely hard every single day. Their effort is real and their work is valued. Yet, because their income is largely tied to the hours they work, their income is limited. There's often a limit on how much they can earn, except they develop additional skills, improve their value, or create new sources of income. If they're able to work because of illness, injury, travel, or retirement, their source of income becomes limited. True financial freedom comes when your money is no longer tied to the hours you work, but by the value you are creating. Since my second year in university, I have been self-employed. I wasn't working for anyone else. I was working for myself. I had customers, I was making money, and I was proud of the income I was getting. And I also loved the fact that I had free. But there was one problem I didn't realize at that time. The business depended solely on me. If I was working, money came in. If I stopped working, money stopped. Whenever I felt sick, my business paused. When I traveled for my NYSC, my business practically became standstill. That was because I was not physically present to keep the business running. That was when I realized something. I didn't own a business. I had only created another job for myself. The only difference was that I am now my own boss. That was a shift in my money cycle. I began to understand that being self-employed and building a business was two completely different things. I understood that I fell into the second category of pursuit of money psychology. These are the self-employed. They understand that they can make money by working for themselves instead of working for someone else. This becomes a significant step forward because they've actually created a source of income for themselves rather than working for another person. However, many of these people, like myself, automatically become trapped in our own business. We are the managers, we are the salespersons, we are the customer service providers, we are the cleaners, we are every single thing solely dependent on. Although they no longer work for someone else, they have created a job for themselves because they are still using and exchanging time for money. So if they stop working because of illness, family responsibilities, or if any other thing that demands their physical presence, the business automatically stops. That is because they have actually failed to create a system that can make that business work independently without their presence. A business should not depend entirely on the creator or the owner. The business should have a system in place for customer service, for sales, for management, and for making financial decisions. One trap many business owners put in themselves is being the sole providers of every service in that business. When systems are in place, business automatically becomes more efficient. Financial freedom does not come when you become self-employed. It comes when you build a business that has a system that can run independently with or without you. Have you ever noticed that one shop on the street that never seems to close? On Mondays they're open, Tuesdays they're open, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even on days, Christmas, New Year, festive periods, that shop is always open. Then one day you ask, who is the owner of this place? And someone points to someone you've never seen behind the counter. The owner isn't the one selling every product. He isn't the cashier. Neither is he the person that is responding to customers. Yet, every single action in business contributes to his income. That is the difference between being self-employed and being running a business. A self-employed person earns only because they keep showing up in the business, while a businessman has a system in place that keeps the business running with or without his or her presence. This does not mean business people never work. It actually means that they created a system that can keep the business running while they are. This brings us to the third way of making and pursuing money. That is creating a system rather than just creating another job for you. People under this category are called business people. They build a business system rather than creating another job for themselves. They leverage on people's skill, people's idea, people's strength to run their business. They understand that lasting wealth is not created by working hard, but by providing a system that can keep bringing money. This is where leverage becomes more powerful. Instead of relying on their own skill, they create a system where they can leverage on people's skill, people's intelligence, people's knowledge to come together in a community that business. As a result, the business creates more value, serves more people, and become very, very big because it is easier for a group of people to build something than for one person to build that thing. These people work on their business rather than in their business. This became one of the biggest mindset shifts I had this year. Instead of me start asking, how can I work harder to make my money? I start asking, what system can I build? Accounts without work. That was when I discovered a complete different way of thinking. The weirdest people don't just make money, they don't just save money, they don't just spend money. They learn how to invest. That is making the money that they worked for work for them. It's like a vice versa. I work for the money and then the money works for me. Think about it this way. Imagine you hired an employee who worked 24/7, never rested, never stopped working, kept working every single day. That is what investing does to your money. It makes that money keep working for you with or without your friend. Instead of working for money for the rest of your whole life, you actually build a system that allows that money to keep working for you every other time. And that brings us to the fourth and final way people pursue money, that is investing. This set of people are called investors. They understand that every naira has an assignment, that money is not just meant to be spent, money is meant to be planted. They see it and working for themselves. From there, you move on to building the business and having a system that can make that business work. So that's apart the different ways in which people pursue money, either through employment or self-employed or building a business or investing. But here is a question I want you to understand. What if you are pursuing money without knowing the actual purpose of money? Many people spend their entire lives chasing money without person asking what money is actually meant for. Is money an end goal? Is it a measure for success or is it a tool? In the next episode, we will move from just knowing how to chase money or how to pursue money to knowing the purpose of money from a psychological point of view. You will discover why understanding the purpose of money can completely change the way you earn, the way you save, the way you spend, and the way you invest. Trust me, you wouldn't want to miss it. If this video challenged your way of thinking, do well to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Share this video with someone who is also interested in building the right financial mindset, just like you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.